Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And of course, if we look forward, we have Windows 12 coming. And now we say Windows 12 all the time. And that's actually to answer a few questions that I got about Windows 12. So we say Windows 12. And the first question that came to mind for some is, so the name is Windows 12 is, no, we don't know what the name is. We call it Windows 12 because it's after Windows 11. But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that that's going to be the name. It could be a name. It could be 12. It could be another number. It could be anything. A lot of people have been talking about how, Windows should not have numbers anymore and just call itself Windows. And of course, people like the numbers for one reason, because it tells them that they have the latest or not. So if they're on Windows 10 and they know Windows 11 exists, they know that they're not on the latest version of Windows. If it's called just Windows, well, you don't know what version you are for most people. Of course, us that are more tech savvy know, but most people would probably not, know where they are, and they would go to the store and it's like, well, is this the latest version of Windows? So the naming system is probably going to stay there for that reason. The other question that I got a few times, people are saying, well, that's the Windows that the control panel is going to be gone. There's very little chance of that happening. The control panel is just has just too many options and too many things in there to be gone. It's still going to be there. It's still going to be full of a lot of the options that we might be using. We are moving slowly towards, some of the settings are migrating to the settings app from time to time, but we're a long way off for the control panel to be gone, basically. And frankly, there's so many things in here that also are, old looking. You start looking at what's in here, and you click some of the options, and they bring you to old, Windows XP style, Windows. Just to look at this, I just click for the firewall. We're in 2000 here. We're not in 2023. This still looks like an old operating system. A lot of the parts of Windows are going to stay like that still, even in Windows 12. I'm pretty sure. The control panel is going to be there. There's no way that they will have had any time to migrate everything to the settings app. So that's one thing for sure. The other questions about the minimum requirements. A lot of people are saying, well, that neural processor thing is going to be a minimum requirement. Once again, we're going to have to buy a new PC to. I don't think neural processor is going to be the minimum requirement. It's not going to be part of the minimum requirement. It's going to be part of a requirement, meaning they're probably going to say you can upgrade. My take on it is that Windows 11 minimum requirement is going to be the same on Windows 12. But they're going to say if you want to use certain AI features, a neural processor will be required. And that will be probably something extra. So you'll have features if you have it. You won't have these features if you don't. But I don't think that's going to be a absolute requirement. And one of the major reasons why is there's just almost nothing that exists in PC world right now that has a neural processor in it. So before that happens, we're going to need to see a lot more machines with neural processing units in them. So that just can't be a minimum requirement. But I would see it as a possibility of, well, if you have it, you'll have some features working that you won't see if you don't have it. Just pretty much the way it's going to be. As for the minimum requirements and the speed and everything, I suspect Windows 12 will be like Windows 11, pretty much run the same speed. I think a lot of people expect of Windows 12 major changes that are way more than the actual thing will be. We have seen some pictures that we think are representing maybe what is a Windows 12 style look and feel. But overall, if you go into the menus, you go into your settings, I don't expect Windows 12 to be much different than what we see here. They will have changed a few things because, of course, there's a new version. It has to look somewhat different, but it's not going to be that big of a difference. I don't think it's something that's going to be, mind-boggling and we're going to be, wow, this is great. I think we'll see new stuff. We'll see some changes. Overall, the majority of the system will still look like and feel like Windows 11 probably. And another question, is Windows 12 going to be maybe what Windows 11 should be when it's finished? Or, because I hate to use the word finish when we talk about Windows now, because Microsoft isn't working in the same way anymore. Their operating systems are evolving. So there's no, it's not like Windows 7 or Windows Vista or Windows XP. It's finished. This is the version of Windows. It's an evolving system today that we have. We used to buy or get Windows, and Windows had updates, but the updates didn't really bring that many new changes. It mostly updated the system, sometimes added for new hardware and stuff like that. But visually and usability, they pretty much kept the system the same. Since Windows 10, that has changed because they have, in Windows 10, used and made an evolving system. And that's kept in Windows 11. It's still an evolving system. We have new features which comes through these moments. And that's going to continue for a while. The other question I get is, when is end of support of Windows 11? Nowhere in the documentation does Microsoft say anything about it. It's been pretty much always on every Windows a 10-year thing. So most Windows operating system had a 10-year run, meaning that there was about 5 years of, development and 5 years of just, going surfing through the rest of time. And we see this with Windows 10. Windows 10 in 2025 will have had its 10-year plus run. So Windows 11 will probably have its 10-year run, I would guess. So I would think that as it came out in 2021, might be good until 2031. I wouldn't be surprised that they'll give it its 10-year run like other systems. But in there, it's going to be messy because one of the things that is happening is we're going to get through multiple versions of Windows to get through. And we're going to talk about that in another video because we're going to go and talk about the 3-year effect. And it's going to be interesting. So these are the questions and answers that we have. Of course, there's a lot of unknowns. And what's the name officially? We call it Windows 12, but hey, maybe it's going to be Windows something. Windows AI, who knows? If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.